welcome to episode 2 of Under Fire. If you thought episode 1 was bad, get ready for something really special.
A whirlwind.
I'm Sam, and I'm here with the most disgustingly resilient man I've ever met. Sam?
Hi, I'm Sam too.
How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Episode 2.
We've come a long way. It's been a roller coaster. It's been.
We should actually probably preface this a little bit by saying, although it's been 2 weeks since episode 1 went live, for us it's been about 4 weeks.
Since we
so things like the hobby progress and stuff.
Yeah, is
might sound like I've done loads in 2 weeks, but I could pretend that I am.
It's been a month.
But if I pretend, then I've got to keep that up for the rest, and then it's just not going to work. So it has been a bit longer for us because of getting the video onto YouTube and stuff like that. But now we should be on a 2 week schedule.
2 week schedule, yeah.
With a bit of luck. So this episode is titled "The Invasion of Astrum," because that is the title of our narrative campaign, and the main bulk of this episode is going to be going through the background of the campaign, the first mission, and more importantly, our Crusade lists, what we put in there, why, and how that works narratively. So that's what we're talking about today. But first,
just crack on.
Let's crack on with some hobby progress. The question on everybody's lips:
Have we
done the Doom Wheel pledge?
The pledge. Well,
spoilers. So your pledge was?
My pledge was to fully complete my Lord of Contagion that literally has been on my shelf for... Well, I looked when I first made it because I had a picture, and the date of the picture was something in like 2018.
Right.
So it's been there a while. But yes, I have finished it, and to be honest, I quite enjoyed the whole process of it, because that sort of like nervous, I need to get it done, it spurred me to the times when I wouldn't paint.
Yeah.
It made me go, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to actually have a quick half an hour of doing something.
I had the same thing.
So it's been a really nice learning process in that way, of just sort of like, when can you fit a quick half hour in? If you've already got everything out set up and you're ready, you can just straight in and
out
go.
Before bed.
So it's exactly So it's been good just for that, let alone painting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll have a picture come up.
Yeah.
Whilst we're
the magic of television.
But yeah, it was good. It was nice to sit down with just one model. I've not done it for a long time. I've just sat with one model.
Yeah, and get into it
and just go right. I'm just gonna focus.
Yeah.
Doing everything on it.
And it looks cool.
I think it looks cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it. I've tried a load of different techniques as well. Some of the basing materials and bits I've done on the base. And I got to try out some new brushes. I bought some of the Artist Opus.
Brushes. The dry brush ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I tried them, which I mean they are you know they're similar to sort of your makeup brush style, but just from using them, they worked out quite well. They're a good brush.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed.
So you did it.
Pretty chuffed. Did it? No spinning that wheel.
And the good news is, I did mine as well.
Well, there you go.
So no wheel today. So did the 6 jet bikes. It's funny that you say that it spurred you on to paint, because if you remember last episode, I only wanted to commit to the jet bikes or the riders.
Yes. I wasn't letting you have that.
And you peer pressured me into saying the riders as well. And I did them. And I'm glad you peer pressured me into doing them, because I think if I'm not agreed to do them, I wouldn't have painted them.
No.
Because sometimes I'm quite happy to play jet bikes without riders on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we did that. So that's a lesson in
and obviously seeing the picture will come up, but I've seen them as well. They look really.
I'm happy with them. I'm happy with them. The riders I did paint them, but I didn't put as much time into them as the actual bike, so they're not so good. But I'm happy with how the bikes turned out.
Because you were a bit concerned how you were going to implement the blue,
the balance,
the balance with that blue that you have for the windscreens for your venoms and stuff into it, but it turned out quite nice. Yeah. On your hair and stuff, haven't you? So
Dark Eldar are very. They can be very one colourish because they don't have defined, like a Space Marine has areas like the shoulder pad where it's clear that a different colour can go there. Dark Eldar, you could easily paint them in one colour. Yeah. You've got to get inventive with where you're going to put your spot colours and stuff.
Yeah.
Hair's always a good way to go. So no wheel, no forfeits.
No wheel, no nothing.
Successes.
Very, very nice little tasks.
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed doing it.
It's good. And
So
we'll make our pledges a bit later on for the next 2 weeks. And it will be actually 2 weeks this time.
Yes,
so
this will be. And
the pressure will be on. So maybe one model.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, even in these 4 weeks, I only finished in 2 days ago.
This morning.
Yeah, the Imperial Guard that is holding up, I probably only finished that, about 2 days ago. That wasn't even glued on, so I got there and I did it.
You did it, that's the important thing.
So I'm happy.
So, what else have you been working on?
Well, I've been doing a lot with the Death Guard. I mean, doing this model gave me the inspiration then and the work you've done with your Mechanicus, the oil paints. You've shown me, I've never really done it with them before, and you've shown me a few techniques and stuff that you've done. And I thought, there was a few models, like I tried it on the Mephitic Blight Order, which some of you may have seen on my Instagram. The before and after sort of shot of one that hasn't been done and one that has been done is drastic.
Yeah,
like
it makes a massive difference.
It just adds, like I thought it's nicely painted how I'd had them before, but adding that extra step just makes them look disgusting. Like proper, that is Death Guard, covered in muck, covered in grime and oil and stuff, and it just adds.
For me, discovering the oil wash technique was like discovering Agrax Earthshade again. Remember the first time you used a wash, and you were like, oh, having that oil paint and being like, so easy, so quick, and it just ascends it to.
And it's very therapeutic. I thought it was it's actually quite nice just going slap all over and then strategically sort of taking it off. It's quite therapeutic when it all starts, when you finish part of a panel or something and you can just see how it's affected it. It really spurs you on.
There's the moment when you slap it on and you go,
what have I done?
I've ruined it. But the beauty of it is because it's oil, you've got
time
to work at it, which is nice.
Yeah. My first attempt with it was quite poor because I think I mixed too much. I put too much white spirit with the mix, and I was literally just, when I was wiping it off, I was like, I'm stripping my model. I was like, this is literally metallics are coming off. I thought, I'm just going to let that dry and I'll start again tomorrow.
You don't want to end up stripping.
Yeah. But I mean, this has taken up the majority of my time. So that I've dabbled with some oil paints. I've been really busy with personal life.
It's annoying
getting
when
older
life gets
stuff.
in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I ain't had a tremendous amount of time. But I've started planning things. I've started planning. Now I spoke to you about it before. I started planning a Defiler / Plague Hulk for my Death Guard probably 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you about it because literally I was like, I'm gonna get it. And then a couple of days later, literally, the community's all flooded with Defilers are now going to be
with the next best
incredible because of how cheap they are, like the loadouts you can get. Plus now with the new stratagem that came. When did that came? I don't think that did come out in the board.
I don't know.
I don't know where that actually came. I can't remember. I'll have to look. For being able to give a unit now discussing the resilience for a few command points, albeit. But I mean, people that I've seen some lists of people running 3 of them and just dropping 6 CP to give them all discussing resilient, but that's 14 wounds plus the stratagems. The relics that do come with one of the Poxmunders.
4 up invuln.
4 up invuln on them. With discussing the resilient.
It's tasty.
Good day.
So what I'm hearing is you decided to make a Defiler and it just so happened that it instantly became...
Again,
sounds about
the
right.
meta follows me. My choices
Dictate
influence the meta. Yeah. So, I mean, because I was on about it and then it was like, everybody, Defilers are the thing now. So, I'm not going to do 3, I just want 1.
Yeah.
I'm just going to really convert it. So,
really nice.
Basically what I have done is design how I want to do it.
Yeah.
Which I'll put a fefew pictures up on Instagram when I've got a bit better stuff with it. But I'm going to really try green stuff modelling. I'm going to really try and do some heavy converting on it. But that's roughly my modelling, painting sort of side of it. That's all I've really done. What about yourself?
I've been very busy.
Yeah?
I've been very busy. So obviously I did my pledge for 6 jet bikes. I then did a very cheeky succubus conversion for the narrative campaign. So if you see it on my Instagram,
which is beautiful.
it is stood on the corpse of one of Sam's Marines, which I painted up in his style. That paint, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone raves about scale 75, but I couldn't get it to work. I had to do like 6 layers of, and it looks a bit thick as well.
It's a nice.
I couldn't get it to work.
It's a lovely colour.
It's a lovely colour.
It's a lovely colour. For anyone who haven't seen it, it's I think it's called Mediterranean blue. Caribbean blue. Sorry, Caribbean blue from scale 75. It's a beautiful bluey green colour, but oh my god, is it hard to apply?
The layers. I didn't help myself because I was going to airbrush it on.
It does go on nice airbrushing.
I couldn't be bothered to get the airbrush out to do just the base, so I tried to sort of stipple it on with a big brush.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
It kind of worked.
Yeah. It looks.
I mean, it's on a base. I wasn't putting like I've sort of panel lined it with some Northern oil, but I'm not kneading it up or anything.
No.
And I dry brushed it with a slightly lighter blue, just to make it look a bit warm because he's on the floor and dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did that. I started my Leviathan.
Yeah.
So I converted him up. What I've basically done is completely ripped off the conversion that I saw online, which was putting the Forge Fiend ectoplasm cannons either side of the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Because the only Leviathan available is the Imperial one, so you have to.
Yeah, that's the
1,000 suns it up a little bit.
It'd be good if they would just maybe even like a small kit that you
a
can add a few
kit,
things, or just do the weapons up.
Yeah, the weapons don't look right. They're too Imperial. It looks good with the Forge Fiend guns on. And I've cut the flamers off and put 2 dragon heads on.
I like that.
It looks quite
cool.
The
nipple,
the dragon flamers. Nipples.
Yeah.
And I've got a flag on the back of it as well. I'm going to mount a decent banner on it, so that should look pretty good. So I did the base coat on that with the airbrush. I did a over the top panel modulation type thing from a really dark blue to a really light blue.
Which looks not really nice because you've done that on your Rhino as well.
Rhino, yeah.
And you've started it on the Marine.
Yeah, it is on the Marine. You can't see it as well on the Marines, but it is what's on there. Yeah. And hopefully that'll look good.
Yeah, nice. Very cool.
And I started another 5 Rubric Marines, did the edge stuff on them, the gold trim, and that was a week of my life. Pretty much every night for a week.
Trim.
And that, to be fair, it's not finished because I'm an idiot. I have 2 layers of gold trim to do because I do a dark gold and then I go over with a lighter gold.
What, highlight or just
over the whole thing?
Oh, right.
The light gold is a scale 75 gold.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice gold, but it doesn't go on very well over anything other than another gold. So I mix it with a darker gold and the colour's nice.
That's cool.
So I've got to do it all again. And it helps because if you...
You shouldn't got to strip anything.
Okay. This time around. It helps because if you do the gold trim, fill in all the details, then go back for the second layer of gold, you're going over any areas where you've touched onto the gold. So it works quite nicely. So I've done them. So they're about 8% there. Just a little bits and bobs here and there.
Are you the same with me that painting troops now, once you've sort of painted a few troops, it's just so boring?
So I paint exclusively in batches of 5 troops. I always do 5, and I look at it as painting. I paint the squad, not the models. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all the colours on everyone in turn, and it can get a little bit repetitive. Yeah. The advantage of something like Thousand Suns and Death Guard is their models are so detailed and unique. Like every gold trim on, although they've all got gold trim, it's all different. All the patterns are different. So you're not like standard Marines, for example, that can get
It's the same. It's not as bad with the Death Guard because every kit has got different tentacles, different bits here and there. But Marine. I've been painting the Marines for the Crusade, and it's just
it can get a bit.
But especially when it's such, because Marines are usually one colour. Yeah. And then just a little bit of trim. It's like it's been so long since I've done like full batches of troops. Just been doing characters for a long time, so it's
a slog, but it's got to be done.
But no, they look good though. The way that you've painted up your rubrics do look very cool.
Just need to strip the ones that are not done with the airbrush and then repaint it again. Yeah.
Oh, all over again.
I do a lot of stripping. I finished Path of the Renegade, which
Okay.
is a Dark Eldar novel.
Yep.
By Andy Chambers, I believe, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good.
It's the first time I've ever read Dark Eldar. First time I've ever read
funny.
anything. First time I've ever read Dark Eldar fiction.
Yeah.
And you learn so much about them that I don't think comes across very well in the codexes and stuff.
Okay.
Like little things like how many of them there are.
What we're talking?
There's millions.
There's a lot.
There's millions of. I assumed they were a dying Eldar style race, but they grow more, don't they? So there's millions. There's millions and millions of them.
Yeah.
And it was a real sort of look into the scheming and the stuff like that.
All the dark side.
It was a really good book. It's called Path of the Renegade. The Renegade, of which it is the path of, is a fairly minor character. And I didn't realise till the end, that he was the renegade, if you like.
Right. Okay.
The main guy, the main focus of the book is on this Archon, and he's actually not.
Actually, that.
He's not. I think. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but something happens to him to the end, and I think that's it for him. I don't think because it's a trilogy. I think it's going to focus on this Eldar, who is renegade and turned to Dark Eldar, which is interesting because you don't hear about that a lot.
No. Which I bet actually in the screen of things probably actually happens quite.
Yeah. Well, it's quite interesting really because he talks about why he left the Eldar.
Yeah.
He talks about how they're so regimented.
Yeah.
He's like he went onto the path of the Guardian and found it boring, and he went on the path of this and found that boring. And then he went on the path of people that find paths boring, which is the Rangers. He's like, well, that's still a path. Like, I'm sick of this,
It sounds like from the beginning he's pretty much cemented a Dark Eldar.
Well, this is the thing. But the problem is he sort of flips the Dark Eldar and then instantly starts to regret it when he realises like just how messed up these people are.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, there's a bit where he's hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
And there's 4, 5 Dark Eldar looking at him. None of them are going to help him.
Right.
On the off chance that they fall off. So they're all just looking at him like, you're going to pull yourself up, mate. And he's like, this is callous, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how he moves on. The next one that I've started is Path of the Incubi, which will be interesting. There's an Incubi character in it who's an absolute badass.
I bet that'd be good actually. I'd like to know more about it. It's very mysterious anyway, aren't they? So
there's a Harlequin in it as well that seems to be controlling the pieces of this chess game that's going on. So he's got something to do with the Incubi. So it'll be interesting to do that. So I read that. I finished Fallen Angels audiobook.
You've been doing some work.
I do so much painting and then I'm listening to it. So I finished Fallen Angels, which is the second of the Dark Angels Horus Heresy books.
Okay.
I didn't.
Dark Angels is never.
I'm not a big Dark Angels fan, and the book wasn't what I thought it was.
Right.
So I thought it was basically at the end of the first one, the Lion and the Dark Angels are out doing the Crusade stuff at the end, and Luther, who's the arch traitor of the Dark Angels, has gone back to Caliban. So I thought this book was going to be that battle.
Sort of like the follow-on from that then.
The Dark Angels, back the Dark Angels, it wasn't.
Right, okay.
There was a story going on Caliban of how they turned, and there was another story of the Lion doing some stuff to thwart Horus. And the two never met. The Battle of Caliban wasn't in it.
What's it called? The Battle of Caliban?
I don't know. The book's called Fallen Angels.
Oh, right, sorry.
I'm assuming there's another one that covers that. Yeah. So I was a bit like, there's like 30 minutes left in the book, and I was like, we've not got to the
very small fight
to the main point yet. Like, the whole Dark Angels thing has not happened yet. Yeah. But so I was a little bit disappointed, and there was a bit in it where the Lion reveals to the Dark Angels that Horus is a traitor. I understand that we're 11 books in at this point. Yeah. And it's kind of been done a few times. Yeah. But they all just kind of went, oh, well, let's deal with that. Is it? There was no like major, thing about it. I understand why they did it, because if every book's got it in at some point, and it probably gets a bit boring, but it just felt a bit
like the punchline is gone.
Yeah.
We know.
But so I finished that and started listening to 1,000 Suns audiobook. I've read the book already, but it's
nice to get both sides.
I don't like the voice they picked for Magnus though.
Oh, was it?
It's a bit not what
just not what you had.
No, I imagined it to be quite deep. And
I remember the first time listening to. You gave me an audio book of Mortarian's Heart. I believe it's that in that one, Mortarian didn't sound like I thought he was. But he was going to sound very like. I mean, Darth Vader-esque mask. and it just wasn't. It was a bit more Brian Blessed than I imagined in my head.
The voice he did for Mortarion in the Plague War stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
That had a sort of phlegmy.
Yeah. That's what I imagined. I mean, you've got the big rebreather. There's water in there. There's phlegm. There's. Yeah.
It is disappointing when it's a character that you really enjoy.
It's a big character you feel.
But the voice actors do such a good job. You can't.
Oh no, you can't knock them. I mean, I've myself just finished Galaxy in Flames.
Yes.
Which.
It's your first time reading it. Your first time going through it. I think I've done it 3 times now.
I mean, all 3 of those. Just on audiobook. I've not read the books, but through the audiobook, the voice acting in that is quality. I don't remember the name of the.
Toby Longworth.
Is it Toby Longworth? Fantastic. And just knowing that story better, you know the cusp of it, but just knowing, like, putting names to places and planets to things and going, that's what that is, that's who that is.
Some people don't like that. Some people are like, it takes the mystery out of it. It's like, I want to know everything.
No, I want to know.
I want to know exactly what happened at every single point.
Yeah. It's fantastic. And I've not very far into it, but I've started listening to the Flight of Eisenstein.
It's a book.
Which
it's an interesting story about the Flight of Eisenstein. When I first read that book, I was going on holiday with my family, but I had to work, so they'd driven down to Dorset, which is about 3.5 hours from where we are. I had to get a coach down. It was via London. So it was like a 6-7 hour coach. And all I had was that book, and I just read the whole thing in one sitting. And I didn't even. It was that good. It kept me for the entire bus run. So it is one of the best ones, and it's Death Guard. So
well, exactly. The second it comes, it starts, and it's like it's Death Guard. I'm like, whoa, there you go.
Mortarion's in
quality.
it.
And Mortarion does sound very cool in that.
Yeah, because
I really like how they did it. Have you listened to the audiobook for it?
Yes.
He when he's talking, when he takes a breath, you can just hear that. Sort of just right at the back of how he's doing it. The whole way through it just sounds just what you imagine him to be like before turning.
Just that little bit.
Just a little bit of like
phlegm.
Struggle, breathing sort of thing. No, it's really cool, really cool. So I'm excited about carrying on with that.
Yeah, and then after that is Fulgrim, and that is my favourite. Some people hate it, but I think it is.
You see,
incredible.
Did you say you've only got to really listen to the first 3?
I think you should do the first 5.
First 5
in order, because they do sort of carry on. Then you can sort of choose. But I'm doing them in order. I'm on about 12, 15 in that. Although I haven't been doing it for like 9 years. To take a break here and then it's a long series.
It's mad to think how long we've been doing it. We're not even at Horus versus.
No, that's like 2 books away from it.
Yeah, see Terror stuff. So. That I can't wait for that. We'll get to that point. I'm not going to just jump to them.
I know I really want to make the jump, but I can't.
It'd be really good.
It's really going to be amazing. So that's the books. Purchases.
Yes.
Dollar bills drop.
Was it dollar? Well, we did buy, because you have as well, haven't you? Some Guild Ball.
Yeah. So unfortunately. Guild Ball, which I think we said in the last episode, was one of those games that we really want to get into, is ended. I say unfortunately. Fortunately, they put a huge sale on.
They did.
So the £65 teams that I was reluctant to buy would come down to like £20, so we picked up 2 of them each, didn't we?
Yeah.
You've got the.
I got the Alchemist.
Yeah.
Which I'll be honest with you, I went in because I've always liked the idea of the navigators and the fishermen. Because
playing the game.
Very much like playing
the equivalent of like elves in Blood Bowl.
Yeah, which I like the idea, because the few games we have had have been just fantastic when you actually get like a really good little playoff set up and then so I like that. But I completely threw that out the window and went for Alchemist.
But I think they do play ball a bit.
Do they?
I think they do. Yeah.
I mean, I read the sort of the backstory fluff bit on the thing, and then I was sold with that because it's all about using poisons to slow. And sort of like
smoke screens. And stuff, and
it doesn't sound like they damage as much. It's more just like inhibiting things about the enemy team, and then just move around and score. So I've got that, and there's a character in it that's just this is in this like pose, and the model is like that big.
He's the main guy. He's got smoke coming around him.
Yeah, he's got like smoke boiling up from him. But this guy he's all muscly and just huge. He's like Bane mask on.
Yeah, they're amazing models.
Yeah, and then solely on one model, I bought the Union. I think it's the Bloody Coin.
Yes, with Rage.
Top
hat and a cleaver.
It just looks like the guy from Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Top
mustache,
hat, cleaver, mustache, long coat. So I also bought some hobby chain off eBay. I got about 2 meters of 1.5mm metal chain.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to use for all sorts of things. I've always thought about you can have attach a bolter to the side of a marine or something like that. A Chaos Marine, it just look cool with a chain.
Look cool if they're holding a sword and you just wrap it around stuff like that. That look cool.
I did see someone do. They had, I think it's the Corpse Grinder kits for Necromunda or something like that. The big. It's like a chainsaw, like an angle grinder, that sort of thing. Someone had done a Khorne Berserker and just attached a chain to the end of that, so it's just got this flail of tackles.
You can do stuff like
that. I'm going to use it for the Defiler conversion. I'm going to have some chains hanging here and there, loads of skulls attached to the chains or whatever, stuff like that. And I also bought from Green Stuff World, I think they're called. One of the green stuff rollers, the little kits, the little plastic roller pin things. So you can do tentacles, cables,
that's
all
a cool
sort of
thing.
stuff.
I need to try that out and see what I can do with it.
I never really dabbled with green stuff too much. I've never really gone. I'm going to try and actually do some modelling.
It's can't be that hard to roll out some tentacles.
No, to get stuff like that. I really want to, because the Defiler, I'm going to try and heavily convert it. I want to do a lot of Nurgle bits and
Nurgle's nice though, because if you make a mess of the green stuff, it looks like something that's falling off.
It can be messy. So
it's a good way to start learning how to sculpt.
Yeah, exactly. So that's purchase wise. Say Guild Board team and those few little bits for a bit of converting, but I've not really bought too much.
I've not. But I've got 2 Guild Board teams. I went for the Brewers because I already got 1 set of the Brewers, so I bought the second set, so I got the full complement of Brewers, and I can swap them out. And I bought the Falconers, which was the minor go with the Hunters. I wanted the Hunters.
I wanted
the Hunters, but they weren't in stock, so I got the Falconers, which is, I don't know what they do, but they look cool. They look cool. They've got a Falcon, so I'm that.
So it's a win.
I also bought a Forge Fiend.
Oh yes,
so I bought mainly to have the guns to put on the Leviathan. Which is 40 quid, but the Forge Fiend I think is going to be good anyway.
It'd be good for your 1,000
good in 1,000 Suns, yeah. I think it'll be good for this edition in particular.
Yeah.
Just put it on an objective at the back and just.
You could do a bit of firepower. Yeah. Like,
I don't have any firepower, so it'll be good time. Which is good. And I bought a Razorwing Jetfighter for the Dark Eldar. For exactly the same reason, really. I need some heavy
fire. Yeah.
Thinking actually, Dark Lancers or Disintegrators nowadays. There's an argument to be made for the Disintegrators, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll try it with both. Like,
there's more shots,
and it's like I think it's 2 damage.
Yeah, it's 2.
With Marines being.
I think it's -3 as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not
a
Marine killer. It's what you want.
You got missiles as well.
Try and hit a tank or try and hit a. Oh, you could probably if you line it up correctly and you get rerolls from your Archon or your whatever, you're still going to get some.
So that will go. Yeah. And that's going in the Witch Call.
Right.
So we'll get tested skills. So we'll get +1 to wound vehicles of 10 wounds or more as well.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
Should be nice.
Oh, so the Disintegrator can.
So the Disintegrator
is actually quite a good way to go.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'll get that built and painted.
Yeah.
So the real money.
Yeah.
What's your Doom Wheel pledge for next week? What are you going to paint? What are you going to promise the people, the fans?
Well, after off air, the abuse that I got from you for making.
I feel pledging one model was. I think you established yourself as an amateur early doors.
Under promise.
Under promise and over deliver.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, in my defence, it's large.
It is a large one. I will concede.
I knew there was a lot going off, so, and I needed the colour palette to be nice for it. I
will concede that it is.
Okay, but I will, because I want to get the ball rolling with the Crusade.
Yeah.
And I want to try and get as much painted as I physically can for the Crusade. My hobby pledge will be for that reason. It will be my second Razorback.
Yeah.
Done with transfers and all that jazz, and 5 tactical Marines for the.
Just talking about how boring it is to work on 5 tactical.
It's very true.
That's brave.
And actually, on the spur of the moment, right now, unplanned, because that I planned I was going to do that kind of. I'm going to do my Apocrypha as well.
Ooh. Do it. I have every faith. Are you doing the Apothecary white, or are you doing
white?
Doing white. You're going official.
Go white. Shoulder pad. Do it in the Heraldry for Void Hawks. Cool. So that is my pledge. 1 Razorback done. 5 tactical Marines done. And Apocrypha done.
So I might be the one to under promise this week. Then.
I'm painting nothing.
I'm going to pledge the Leviathan.
That's a big model.
It's a big model. It's already base coated. That's a little bit cheating. But there's a lot to do on it. There's gold trim, there's edge highlighting, there's other bits to do.
I mean, how long did it take you? How long? Because you've done your modulating. How long?
It was one evening, maybe 2 to 3 hours of solid airbrushing.
I think you should have to have these completed prior.
Why do you always push me?
I'm joking. No, that's cool.
The Leviathan will be finished.
It's cool.
The only
because you have got the new guns and that. Have you done anything to them?
No.
So yeah.
There is a caveat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether it needs transfers yet until it's finished. And I can see how 1,000 Suns it looks. If I finish it and it doesn't look 1,000 Suns enough, I'll have to order the transfer sheet from Forge World. You know, the huge one.
Yeah.
And then they'll go on.
I would say you're not painting them, so your painting pledge.
My painting pledge is to get, and it will be base and finished. That is my pledge. I pledge to the people at home. I swear upon the Warhammer 40,000 rulebook that that is what I will do.
Leviathan.
Cool.
Well, what we could do is you could do that. Don't do the transfers. Next week we can put it.
We'll judge it.
Everybody could judge it. We can judge it. Not the paint job. I mean, whether it needs the transfer.
It's crap. Strip it. No, I know what you mean.
And then we can go. Yeah.
And then not my pledge, but just I'll be working on it in the background. I'm gonna get the other 5 Rubik rings finished.
Okay.
Because they're nearly there, and that will give me 2 fully painted squads. And then I'll start building the Razor Wing because I need that for the narrative campaign.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work because I need to work out the sub-assemblies for the airbrushing. So we'll see how that goes. I might just be able to build it or do it all in one.
I think
it's pretty
from memory. It's I think you can basically just do the whole thing in one.
Hopefully,
it's not too much.
Yeah, cool.
Trouble with it.
Excellent. Anything else to add on those subjects of hobby related?
Just like you said, caveat with the. Doing your Rubik Marines, I might actually try and push a little bit to do one of my Underworlds warbands.
Yeah,
because I have one, which I think it's Garrett's Reavers.
The cornate
top chest, axe wielding corn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, because I bought them with the intention of really concentrating on the skin.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of skin on the paint skin. And all the metal trims, the gold and the silver, I wanted to try and do it in non-metallic metal, which I've never tried before.
Yeah.
So giving that a go. That's not going to be a pledge.
No, don't pledge
that. Hell no. But see where we get with that for next week, and hopefully.
In that case, then I will say that I'm going to try and do, not as a pledge.
Yeah.
I'll try and do my 3 Nurgle warbands, and then we can play them against each other.
Perfect.
Because I'll do them with an oil wash.
I feel like we're trying to go.
Yeah, we're trying to. Aren't we? I'll buy it tonight. I'll buy a Titan and I'll pay. No, that's it. We're done.
We're done. No more.
Cool. Right.
No more.
So we'll take a break here. We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the first sort of topic of the show. So I've got 2 topics, which is the games we played.
Yes.
But specifically, 9th edition.
Yes.
First thoughts and impressions. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to be talking about the games we played in the last 4 or so weeks.
Yes.
But more importantly, the big topic, 9th edition, thoughts, feelings, problems, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So, initially, we played 4 games, they've all been against each other.
Yeah.
And we'll go into them after. But what are your thoughts on 9th after playing 4 games? I will say we've not done every rule correctly, shall we say, yet.
No. Under no circumstances are we incredible at the game, knowledgeable of every rule and everything about the game.
And, yeah, any good at it.
Any good at it.
I think, though, the way I like to learn a new edition is to just play it and, as you get to a thing, open the rulebook and look at the page, and you miss things.
Yeah.
But I can't see that.
Most of the time, I mean, going just off, but most of the time, you don't make rules up that are ridiculous. You don't do anything ridiculously crazy out of the realms of rules. So if you did, one of you would know, clever enough to go, "Are you sure?" So it's good. It's good. It's good to.
I was hesitant.
It was a little bit. It's good. It's good. No, it's good. It's good. I like the way that you now score objectives. I like the secondary objectives. I think that is
secondary objectives my favourite bit.
A great, and the way you can choose to tailor then, because you do that once you know what you're playing.
Yeah.
You then choose what you're going to do. I think it adds a real nice dynamic of there's a lot of flavour of how you could build your armies and have certain ones in mind. I'm going to do these.
Yeah.
Or it's a nice. That tactical edge of say you're playing Space Marines, they would be like, oh my god, that now we're going against Drukhari, we need to initiate this scheme, this plan, we need to think on his feet and change that. It's got that nice little.
Despite being a matched play rule, it is quite narrative.
Yeah,
nice
So bringing that into it is quite good.
I think even tournament players, heavy tournament players, like a little bit of narrative.
I think I think on a whole, I think it's balanced. There's nothing about it that's
having the objectives set their location
as well
is nicely balanced as well. Because you don't get
there's no tactical. Well, not no tactical, but there's no trying to if you go first, you can put one to your advantage a bit. It's set up, and it's how it is. You've got to work to it.
One of the things I liked on that is you don't know who's going first.
Yeah.
Until the game's about to begin.
Yeah.
So you've got to deploy in a way that you're committing.
Yeah.
But you're not over committing.
Yeah.
If you lose that roll, then you're just going to get. I think that's an interesting.
Yeah.
And it also makes stratagems that allow you to redeploy quite powerful.
Yeah.
So I believe they trigger after the first turn roll's been made.
Yes. So before the.
So what some people have noticed are doing is if they've got 6 units and they've got a stratagem to redeploy 3. Put 3 at the front, 3 at the back.
Yeah, depending which way.
Which way you go, you bring them 3 back or them 3 forwards.
Yeah,
I like that because the redeploy stratagems have always been good, but you normally deployed in a way that's advantageous anyway. So it's good to have that. I think there's a lot of positives.
I mean, we haven't done it a lot, but the terrain.
No, we need to go into them more
because there's so much now that you can obviously. You don't want to overcomplicate a game by putting too much stuff in.
Which is why we've not done it.
Yeah, but to chuck in a few buildings or a few certain ruins or certain sort of types of structures and that, and then have them as quite integral parts if you set them up right, makes for a bit more of an interesting game.
Yeah.
Adding that element of then you have to think about can I get around these issues that are now propped up. That are an environmental sort of factor to the game that are quite cool. So I think all in all, first thoughts on it is it plays relatively similar.
Yeah.
Except now you're thinking about how it's not just that I'm just going to kill you. I'm not just going to steamroll the enemy. You kind of want to think I need to stop. It's like target priorities.
Yes.
All right. You've got a knight over there. He needs to die. However, you've got that unit, and that unit that need to die. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of points. You need to do that, otherwise you're going to get these points. Or those units could kill certain units that you took the objectives for.
Yeah.
The what they call the actual secondary objectives.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like your target priority, I think, kind of changes. You're thinking that unit is very good at getting that secondary objective you've chosen. Therefore, I'll take those out to limit the points you can get. All right, you're going to get a knight hitting you for a turn, but
I think those are the players. I think those are the players that will win more games. Are the ones that will happily get tabled,
but play the mission.
I think you'll see a lot of games where someone gets wiped out almost to a man, but they've won the game on objectives, which I like. When you're having a game and it just feels like you're just throwing bullets at each other from one side to the other, that's not. Even like if two big gunline armies come up against each other now, like an Admech versus Tau game. At some point they're going to have to meet on some level. Especially if it's sort of one of them where the objectives are quite central. I like that.
It's
I
good.
think it encourages a different type of play. Like, I think transports are going to be big. I've certainly been looking at my rhinos for Thousand Suns, and
I mean, I say there's a lot of people spoke about it and videos and stuff of having transports. You put a tough to kill unit. I mean, take the Death Guard and Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns can be quite tough to kill as well. With the what's the rule with the
all his dust.
All his dust. So you've got Disgusting Resilient, you've got all his dust. You have a transport, which now you can make Disgustingly Resilient, the transport itself. So you go and park some transport, some rhinos on some objectives with 10 Marines in. All right, your points are in those rhinos and they're not getting done, but they blow the rhinos up. 10 Marines get out, which have all got Disgustingly Resilient, which can all shift. You've got to shift those off the objectives then. So there's tough units to kill are going to be quite key, I think.
Because of scoring at the start of your turn, right at the end.
It's very to be able to endure through the enemy's turn to hold it enough to gain
take one turn of fire. Which hopefully because we've not used the terrain rules very much. That's probably where your line of sight blocking terrain becomes really key. But we definitely need to try a bit more of that out, I think.
Definitely.
I think, especially for armies like Eldar, Dark Eldar, Harlequins, they're going to rely so much on being able to.
With the speed,
they can get there.
That,
But if you put 10 Eldar Guardians on objective, you're not scoring that. They're going. So you need to be using that terrain to your advantage.
Definitely.
And some wave serpents and stuff. And I think
it's very good.
It's the biggest shake-up, I think, in terms of how the game's played. In a while. Like obviously, 7th going to 8th was huge because.
That was a complete read.
But it played as a similar sort of game. If that makes sense. Whereas this feels like you win this game in the movement phase.
It's a lot. It's made it so it's a lot more key to know
your top players will be the ones that are good at moving correctly. Not the ones that can just bring them the most guns. It's still going to,
Rules wise, it's been a nice shift into 9th. It's flowed quite nice with the Psychic Awakening.
Which apparently were written with 9th
in mind anyway. You can kind of feel. So it's a nice transition across. So our first game of 9th, which was it was a nice little learning game. 1,000 points. Death Guard versus your Admech.
It was my first Admech game.
First game with
and I made a crucial error. And we both didn't know because we didn't read that you score at the start of your turn. So if you remember, turn 1, I moved on to all these. Turn 2, I moved on to these objectives, beautifully exposed, and when I'm scoring them, and we went,
hang about.
And then I was just in an area, but it was a good learning game, definitely. 1,000 points.
1,000 points, little game just to try it out.
I got creamed.
I did win.
Pantsed in the schoolyard. I did whiff.
You did whiff. I mean, I think, to be fair, I think we both whiffed quite a bit, but I think that's just where that comes in again of the resilience of the Death Guard.
Was key.
And I was rolling quite bad, but when it did turn round, it was like, well, I've only got a couple of wounds left, but he's alive. So it felt like that.
It was a good game.
It was good. It was good to see the Admech. I've never played against. Well, I have played against Admech, but not for a long time
with them.
So good. You probably did yourself a disadvantage of never playing them and never playing 9th. So
as I was packing them in the box, I was putting them in the box. I was like, this is a mistake. This is going to go horribly. But
it was a double one.
I wanted to give them a go. So
very cool. Very cool.
What about before we go into later games? Is there anything about 9th you don't like?
That I don't like,
or that you think might be an area of?
I mean, because it's it's a nice transition from 8th. I liked everything about 8th. Mostly there wasn't too much. I do like what they've done. That what I didn't like about 8th, which they have now done, is the changes to heavy weapons for transport.
Yeah.
You can now move. Why would a Razorback care if it moved? Why would
you have a driver and a gun?
A Lemon Rusk care if it moves? And that's what they're designed for, to carry these heavy weapons. Yeah. That is so much better, not having that modifier.
I like that rule. As a Thousands player, I like that rule. As a Dark Eldar player, I don't like that rule because it wasn't the thing for me really anyway.
Very true. So yours are all assault weapons for Dark Eldar.
But the only thing that for me has been a little bit weird is the points at the minute don't seem to.
Some armies have been hit harder than. Yeah. I mean, they've all gone up, but there's
some have gone up weirdly, like Witches, for example, which have underperformed throughout the entire of 8th.
Yeah.
Went up at the same rate as everything else.
Yeah.
And it's been fairly well documented that they're underperforming. So,
What? Yeah.
I'm sure when the codexes come along.
Hopefully, as it goes along, it will.
Because I've said this a couple of times. We're kind of not in 9th. We're in 8.5. I think really.
Until the
codex start coming out and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And we see more points changes and stuff.
See, I mean, you might not agree with this, and a lot of people might not agree with this. Mortarion has gone up. He's now, I think, 480, 490.
He's more than Magnus now.
Something like that.
He's more than Magnus now. Magnus is 465, I think.
I mean, they're both very good models, right? Mortarion, but you have to get him in. For Mortarion to start to, really do much, he has to be in combat. He has to be in charge range. He has to be in the lines of the enemy. His aura's going off. Everything's -1 toughness. He's got his host of plagues going off. His damage output himself is incredible. However, getting him into combat, he's just going to get shot off the board.
So one thing we haven't done yet is the strategic reserve stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that I wrote a list with the thousands that has Magnus in. That I thought it's 3 CP to put him in strategic. It's based on the power level, but you can bring him in on the sideboard edges.
Yeah.
So that I think might be where the points increase came from, because you can do that now.
But you still have to be 9 inches away from. Or is it 6 inches from the board? The board. See, that's it.
You can't then move, but you can charge.
It's one of them though. If you're playing against someone that's got a good knowledge of the game, they know this turn Mortarion's coming in. I'm getting away from the board edge.
Yeah.
So then you're in that same boat of Mortarion's come in, but he can't move, and he's got no one in charge range.
And then
he's just going to get shot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. When he's in, he's just going to start just going through units, because we've done it. I've managed to get him in before, and he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He just starts moving in. He's just a nuisance when he's in combat with people. But putting him in strategic reserves, it'll keep him alive for a turn. Keep Magnus alive for a turn. See, Magnus has got a bit more sort of offensive with his psychic powers, but that's then nearly a third of your army, depending on what game you're playing, a third or a quarter of your army is not on the board.
Yeah.
So
I
don't know.
The Primarchs have always been a frustrating one because they've never felt
they just die too
as Primarchy as you want them to.
No.
Because I think what they need is the guys called Thraka can only take 4 wounds in a phase.
Yeah, that would be.
I think that would be a big thing because it's not I don't say it's overpowered to say, because that's 4 wounds in the shooting phase, 4 wounds in the assault phase technically.
Yeah.
So that's, you can do 8 wounds per turn. What's he got? 18.
They've got 18.
Maybe 4's a little low for them, but something along those lines. Maybe 6 wounds in a phase or something.
Yeah.
So they at least can live a turn.
Yeah.
At most, because I know that we don't play massively competitive lists. If you put my turn on a table against 3 predators and he's going. He's not hanging around.
I mean, even if you manage to get, there's only really one defensive spell you can put on him, which is Miasma of Pestilence.
Yeah.
-1. I mean,
which they'll get rerolls.
Nowadays, it don't make too much of a difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's one of my only bugbears from a selfish point of view for my Death Guard.
Yeah.
But the actual 9th edition itself, I think most things are pretty sound. There is one that we've had a few debates about, which is the 10 points
for
painting your army.
I think it's fair to say we're both on
completely different sides of the.
Are we going to touch on it?
This could be a long conversation.
This could get physical.
We'll keep it under 5-10 minutes.
Okay. You make your point.
Okay.
And I'll make my point, and then because we're not going to agree on it.
No.
And then we'll move on.
Okay.
So it could be an hour of.
For painting.
So
10 points.
10 points for having a fully battle ready
painted army. Right.
Out of your potential 100.
So, in tournaments, which it's always been a thing as far as I'm aware, most tournaments, fully painted army anyway.
Yeah.
That's just a standard.
Yeah.
Fair dues. If that's the case in a tournament, everybody's on the same points. So, what's the point in it? No rule.
No.
Okay. Match play, in general, if you're playing against someone, if we're just playing against each other.
Because we play match play even though we're not tournament players.
No.
We play match play.
We're just playing match play, yeah.
We've always played match play.
Yeah. You go down to a friendly local store. If you've got someone that wants to do it and somebody that doesn't want to do it, you've just got this argument that's now there for not much of a reason. I mean, fair enough, people can, the immersion of the game, everything being painted. I want everything painted, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
However, I don't feel like you should be, in a game mechanic, penalised for something that's not actually, it's out of your control on the game, on the tabletop, actually playing the game, be at a disadvantage.
I see that.
You could play a very tight, very nail-biting game, and then at the end of it, because Sergeant John is missing his base coat of whatever,
I get that.
I've now lost the game. And that's
I see where you're coming from. I'm going to say that the reason I like it so much is because, and I really like it, if you ask me to name my top 3 9th edition changes, I'd put it in there. Because here's the reason why. So, if you'll go down to your local game store and you're picking up a game, and you're playing against someone that you've never met before, and you've got an army that is 90% painted, you've got one squad that's not painted, and you say to it, look, I've just bought this squad, I want to try it out, do you mind if we skip the 10 points? If that person says, no, I want my 10 points, you instantly know that's not a guy you want to be playing in the game.
Yeah.
So I think that and I think as well, if you're the sort of person, say I'm down at the game store and this person has just bought his start collecting box.
Yeah.
And he wants to have his first ever game.
Yeah.
And I play against him, at the end they go, haha, I get 10 points because you're not painting your army. I'm not going to do that. And I think whoever does do that is a bad person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I do like about it is the onus is on the person who hasn't painted his models. He's the one that's asking for the concession. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person who's took the time, and I'm not saying people that don't paint their armies haven't took the time, because like I say, they might just be trying out a squad or they might brand new army or whatever, but the onus is on the person who has his fully painted army.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to have that conversation. He doesn't have to.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
No.
That's his reward for putting down a painted army. Is that the person who hasn't got the painted army is the one that's asking for. That's what I like about it. But I do think. I think it's good, and I think it's. There's not a single rule in that rulebook that you have to play by, provided you can agree on it with your opponent.
Well, yeah, everything.
If you can't agree,
if you're happy to do the rules together, yeah.
If you can't agree, say we didn't like the way cover worked, for example. We say, let's change the cover mechanics for this game.
Yeah.
And we both agree and we do it. That's fine. If we can't agree on how we want to do it, we default to the rule book.
Yeah.
So if you and your opponent can't agree that we want to play these 10 points for painted or not, you've got a choice. The rule book says it's 10 points. If you can't agree, you go to the default, which is the rule book, or you don't play the game. Or you don't play the game.
But all right, I know I'm interrupting you. You let me talk.
No.
But it just shouldn't be a conversation. You shouldn't have to go, because I've not painted something, I'm at a disadvantage in this game of dice at the end of the day. So you're already on the back foot because you haven't had time to paint something, or you haven't.
But that's where I say, if you haven't had time, you've got one squad. 99% of people are going to say it's all right. I'm not saying, and if they don't, you don't want to be playing with them anyway, because they're the sort of person who's going to go, you've moved a millimetre along, you know.
I'm not saying everybody would, because I don't think most people would. There'll be some people that would. But to lose or to win because you've painted, it's not that you shouldn't be, I've painted my army, I should be proud of it. You should be proud of it. How, you know, but I just don't feel like you should gain an advantage in a game because you painted it. I don't feel like it's needed.
I think the difference is in our thoughts here is you're looking at the painting and the playing as two separate things.
Yeah.
I see them as the same. For me, that is the game. And yours is a perfect valid way of thinking.
To help with the immersion of it, I get it. You want everything painted. You want the scenery painted. You want it to look good when you're doing it. It's just that if someone wants to do it, I would play it. I would play it because that would make me think I'm going to play hard as I can to win this game and just be like, oh look, I won by a point or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. It's just I feel. I don't care. I feel more for somebody that's probably coming into this new
and they read it
and they go, oh, I've got to paint everything. Which it probably help you along in the long run to do it. Just the fact that it is now a rule.
Yeah, no, I get
it's a rule.
I do get that.
That you will be at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's the bit that I just think, is it necessary? Is it necessary to have that? Just I don't know. I'd worry that it would ruin a really good game, and then go, well, I get the 10 points at the start, so I won.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a draw in that scenario.
I can see that.
If it's getting to the later stages of a game, but you
can't make 10.
You're already 10 points behind, but you could pull back 6 points and you'd win. It's that would get me.
I could see that.
That's the bit that would get me is I would win if I'd have had John Everett painted.
Yeah.
Because I'd have got my 6 points, which would have actually took me above them on the last turn.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just think.
What do you guys think?
It's an interesting conversation.
Yeah. If you've got.
It'd be interesting to see how people react to it down at local game stores and stuff. I would never use it as a gotcha.
I don't think it's a major thing.
I also wouldn't assume I was getting those points.
No.
If we started the game and we hadn't had the conversation and they had someone painting models and I didn't know the guy, am I going to total those points up? No. If he says to me, oh, you get 10 points for having painted, all right, thank you. You know, I'm going to say, are you sure? I don't mind. You know, I'm not. It's not a rule I think that needs to be. You must play by this rule.
No.
But it's interesting. It will make you paint.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would.
I think it'll make. All right, might not be. I think it'll make people paint because it's interesting as well. As it states battle ready. So tournament standard has always been 3 colours.
Yeah.
That's not battle ready. If you look at Games Workshop's actual battle ready, they did a document. That's 3 basic colours. That's details picked out.
Yeah.
Not in anything, but like your pouch is painted brown rather than being the colour of the armour and base.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting. So that changes tournaments because some people go to tournaments with 3 stripes of colour. You know. I don't know. You can talk about it all day.
We will talk about it for all day. We will disagree till the end of time.
We will. But we have decided that together we're not going to.
Yeah. Well,
I will point out.
I wouldn't. If you wanted to do it, I wouldn't kick up a fuss about it.
Here's the thing, right? How often, realistically, do it? Both of us have a fully painted army. We're normally 90%, 95% painted.
Yeah.
9 out of 10, we've got something we're trying out or something that's halfway done.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I don't think it's.
It's never probably going to crop up with us anyway. Like too much. We're not. I've said before. If you want to do it, we'll do it. But I'm not bothered, and I don't think you're bothered.
No, I'm not bothered.
Whichever way it goes,
It is an interesting question.
It just winds up. It's a rule.
That's
my main thing.
An interesting question on it. So 45 points for your primary, 45 points for your secondary. Do you think they added those up and went, that's 90, we need to make it around 100, let's give 10 points for painting? Or do you think they planned that from the start?
I don't know. I think you could have just said 50 a piece, couldn't you?
So the second game was Drukhari Space Marines, 1,000 points.
Yes.
It was a win for the Drukhari.
Unfortunately.
It
was a good game, though.
I think the 1,000 points, I just had the manoeuvrability.
Yeah, I think Space Marines. I mean, I'm not the best list builder in the world, but it was hard to get a nice, fluffy sort of list and something that could combat a lot of different things. Yeah. So struggled.
It was a good game, though.
It was a very good game.
Draws
are absolutely dominated. Just ran through cleaving Marines for days.
He is.
It was very good.
He's
very,
dirty.
very good.
He's dirty. It's a shame the Incubi don't have the same oomph.
Yeah.
Although I'm hearing good things about them from some people.
Should have an Invon.
Should have an Invon.
I think Drukhari, a lot of them they're built up to be lightning fast.
Yeah,
they're going to absolutely kill it. And then it's like you come up against Marines and it's like
they punch you in the face. Yeah.
Or they just get shot and it's goodbye Incubi. Yeah. Should have some rule with an Invon built in.
But we've got what we've got. Yeah. And then we upped it to 1750 points.
Yep.
And did not go well for me.
No.
The addition of a
the
additions of a repulsor and the fact that I don't have any anti-tank was, and a Leviathan you had as well, didn't you?
I brought so the change in that basically allowed me to get in a Leviathan. There was quite a big increase in that for that actually. I don't know what I was messing about with 1,000 points because I got a Leviathan, I got a repulsor, and I got the 5-man aggressors, 4-man aggressors.
And I just couldn't deal with that level of.
There's a lot of firepower. There's a lot more firepower. But that, I mean, just having a few key extra units with Space Marines do just go.
I think another thing that helped with it as well is we weren't using any line of sight blocking terrain, so I know it hard. And
would have helped.
The size of the table we had, we were 11 inches too thin. Cut down on the mobility of being able to keep out the range of things. But it was still a good game.
It's a good game. We had a nice little Incarn versus.
Yeah, then Incarn.
The chapter master. No. It was just up against a superior foe.
Whiffed. Unbelievably whiffed.
Chapter master.
You should have put him down in one. 290 points.
Yeah, but
He whiffed.
When you come up against a better adversary, you can't, that's how it is.
And then we finished off with 1,000 Suns versus Death Guard, which was a very close game.
That was a good game.
It was a very good game.
Yeah, that was from turn to turn. It was swinging either way.
Each way. That was good. My first time using a knight.
Yes.
Good fun.
The Fury of Tiskar.
Great fun with the 2 Avenger Gatling cannons.
Yeah.
Not the best of anti-tank guns, but certainly good for mass.
Yeah.
I knew some Mortarian out.
You did. I think that was the key thing because I brought Mortarian. It was like you need to just hoof him up the board and get him in. You nearly killed him.
I think it was on like 6 wounds when he made the charge.
You got him.
And then Iron Man failed 3 of his 4 invulnerables, which was grim.
Yeah.
Because he'd have finished him off, I think, with the Black Staff.
I think so. Because you took Death Hex, so I had no invulnerable.
It would have been -3 flat 3 damage. So.
Yeah, so it would have been 6s and then we discussed him. But I mean, it's not. You're taking the odds off then.
I think I could have done him. So that's a shame, but I can't remember what the points were, but it's pretty close towards the end.
Yeah, I think it was pretty. I mean, I think it come down to the fact again the resilience of
Death Guard. Just withstood.
I've got a lot of demon engines.
Demon engines are strong.
We're just old enough. Interestingly, I hadn't took the Ironclad Furnace Relic, which is the 4-up in one. They were on the 5-up in one, but it was just the weight of wounds.
5-up and then a 5-up is still
good.
It's still good. So
good
games though.
But no, very good games.
We spoke about what we think of 9th. So
yeah,
let's go into the narrative campaign.
Yes.
The assault on Astrum.
Astrum V.
Astrum 5.
Or 5. Whichever. Yes.
Numerals.
But
so what I'll do is I'll pick the first mission.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over that quickly.
Yeah.
We said 50 power level for a first game.
Yeah.
Which is Incursion.
Yeah.
And we'll go through all it. So the first mission we're going to play, and I'm going to put up a little bit of fluff on Instagram to go with it, but essentially we're playing Sabotage. So you'll be the defender because it's your planet.
Yeah.
So this will be the Dark Eldar sending the initial assault
Yeah.
onto the planet, and we're going to try and destroy some of your supplies or guns or whatever in the background, weaken the thing. So you have a large deployment zone. I have a slightly smaller deployment zone. In your deployment zone, there'll be 4 objectives. Yes.
4 objectives.
In your deployment zone, 9 inches away from each other and 9 inches from the edge. My job is basically to destroy them.
Okay.
Which requires an action, which, as we know now, means a whole turn of doing nothing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Just complete tangent. I found out that if you do an action with a character, their aura stops as well.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Interesting, yeah. So you can't think, I'll do it with my captain because I only need him for the rerolls.
It'll
kill the aura.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
It's a good thing because
actually a good
it would have been too obvious. But
Chapter Master just stood there going,
do
what I'm doing, but I'm still telling you what to do.
So I'll get 20 victory points for every objective marker I destroy. You'll get 20 for every that's left at the end of the game.
Okay. And is that a case of you just getting to it and
doing an action? So got to get on it at the end of the movement phase and then do the action. So you just have to defend them. With all I thought it'd be quite a cool first mission for the Dark Eldar coming in.
Trying to raid supplies or whatever, that's good.
And there's also 10 points at the end of the battle round if more enemy units than friendly units were destroyed. There's quite a few points up to ground, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because there's 60 for each thing, and then 5 battle rounds, so there's 110.
That's cool.
No points for painting.
Good. Should be how it is.
In Crusade, it's not in Crusade.
Yeah, that's true, and that is how it should be across the board.
And whoever wins, you can use one of the things that you would have to spend points on for free. So you can increase your supply limit, which will add 5 points to your roster.
Power level.
5 power level to your roster, not to the armies that you're playing, but what you've got to choose from.
Okay.
And then, or resupply requisitions, which I'm not sure what that does, but I'll have a look.
Okay.
And the victor can also choose someone to get a battle on us, obviously.
Yes, which I'm excited about.
Yeah,
that's the cool stuff.
That's the cool.
When it starts getting into it, and you can customise how someone looks.
Whatever units die, they're going to take wounds and stuff as well. So it'll be cool. So that's the first mission we're going to play.
Very cool.
At some point, let's do our lists, and we'll start with the. I'm going to bring my phone in if that's all right, because they've got names. So I'm at 48 power level. There's nothing at 2.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with what I've got,
Yep.
I've spent 2 of my 5 requisition points. The rest I've saved because you can actually use them to ignore the wounds and stuff as well. If you take a wound, battle scar, not a wound.
What, during game?
No. The battle scar you get for dying, you can ignore it. Spend 1 stuff. I'll save some for that because Drukhari are going to die a lot.
You don't want to lose all your characters and then they actually.
That's
die.
The thing.
Yeah.
A squad of 5 witches, are they going to survive the game? Probably not. So this is what I'm talking about. So. Leading the assault, we've got Melix the Huntress, who's my succubus conversion, who you'll see on my Instagram. I might put a picture, by the way. Thank you. She's got the standard whip and spear combo, but I've spent a point to give her the triptych whip.
Yep.
Because it gives her a lot of attacks.
That I think I've already sort of felt the wrath of that.
It's pretty good. What I've tried to do is, because she's the huntress, the idea in my head is that this whole witch cult is about taking out huge, big units.
Yeah.
Monsters, stuff like that. That's what they enjoy doing. Yeah. It sounds ridiculous, but that idea of a load of cavemen trying to take down a mammoth by just stabbing it, trying to create that sort of thing. So she's got loads of attacks. The obsession I've gone for is Berserk Fugue. So I think it's 6 is an additional hit.
Yes. Yeah.
On the hit roll. And then Test of Skill. Test of Skill, so it's +1 to wound on a vehicle or a monster with 10 wounds or more. So it's that idea of bringing down the big things.
The big.
And kind of need that, 'cause don't have a lot of anti-tank, so it's quite useful.
Yeah.
Means you can bring things like Razorbacks without ruining the entire game,
Yeah.
She got that, and I gave her the Precision Blows Warlord trait, which is, I think, 6 to wound or an additional mortal wound. So she should generate a lot of little slits and cuts. Which is what I'm sort of going for.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 squads of 5 witches. One is called the Blooded Dagger, the other's called the Petrified Grin.
I like it.
And they both have a venom.
Very nice.
We have Bethandrel's Swarming Blades, which is 6 scourges. The idea is these are a scourge show, I suppose.
Yeah.
That are pretty famous in Common.
Okay.
Cathandral Swarming Blades.
Yeah.
They've come along for the fame and glory.
Okay.
We have a squad of 5 incubi called the Falling Guillotine.
That's nice. I like that.
Cool, yeah.
That's
I sat there for hours.
That's very cool.
The idea is that Melix, the huntress, she's been sent to this planet by. She's not the main succubus of the cult. She's been sent.
Yeah.
She was here once before when the rain decided to blow the sun up.
Okay.
And she wonders why they've been sent back. So she paid for 5 incubi because she's suspicious. So they're acting as a bodyguard for it. Yeah.
Right.
That's the sort of story behind that, because she wants to know why are we here.
Yeah.
What's going on? We don't tend to come back to places.
Yeah.
And what it is it's Ibrahim pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Okay.
We'll discover that later. We have the Razor Wing jet fighter.
Yeah.
Called the Lacerating Wind. It's not my best name, but I couldn't think of much better.
That's cool.
But it works.
That's cool.
It works. That will be with 2 disintegrator cannons, I think.
Okay.
Rather than the Darlings.
Marine killing weapons. Good.
I don't know.
The job. Good at the job. Primaris wise, very good at the job. 2 damage.
Absolutely, yeah.
2 damage minus 3, strength 5.
And then 5 Scourgers called, and this is the Blood-Soaked Shrikes.
Ooh. Ooh, some names here.
With Haywire. Because I need to get some anti-tank.
Yeah, some anti-tank in there, yeah.
Because otherwise, if you haven't got it, it can make it rubbish for us both. I just can't break through that armor.
You want it to be, an enjoyable experience as well as a...
And I like the idea of paying. They've paid for some Scourgers to come along, because they're the sort of mercenaries, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that is the list. That's 48 power level.
Very cool. Very cool.
I've got 3 requisition points left, which is cool. Save them for whatever. And we'll see how it goes. And it is the Cult of the Toxic Embrace.
The Cult of the Toxic Embrace.
So all good. On to the Void Hawks.
Yes. So I am going to be running the Space Marines. My custom chapter is the Void Hawks. So I've wrote a list. I've not colourfully done any names for the list.
Unacceptable.
Which is
minus 1 point.
And they're not painted. So 10 points down straight away. Right. So they are a Raven Guard successor chapter. And the chapter tactics that I have taken are going to be long range marksman, which is extra 3 inches to any
rapid fire as well.
Yeah. And then stealthy, because that is
that's pretty flavor.
What I'm going for is, so they will be extra 3 inch range, which is nice for the snipers. This sort of list is kind of owing to that sort of everybody's sort of got a sniper of weapon. And then obviously it'd be harder to actually hit. Have cover save.
Yeah, of course.
When you're shooting them. So starting it off, I've got 2 HQs. I have a captain in Phobos armor. So sneaky. He's the warlord, and he is basically going to. He's got his war gear that he has, which is master crafted bolt carbine, which is a nice little sniper. And then his warlord trait is going to be target priority. So that means that I can choose another unit of Phobos and give them +1 to hit, which is kind of cool.
Good for the Venoms.
Good, yes, good for, because I'll show you later, I've got 2 squads of eliminators, so all the snipers can start shooting off.
The idea of the eliminator sniping the driver of a Venom is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Or the jet wing fire just sniping
the driver out.
And I've got Primarch's Lieutenant, who has got the relic for the army, which is the relic from the Raven Guard book, which is Ex Tenebis, I think it's called, Tenebis.
Sounds about right.
Which is basically just a 3-shot, 2 damage mastercrafted sniper, which is pretty good. And you don't get any cover for shots from it. Then I've got 3 troops, which are my incursors, a 5-man squad with a haywire mine, because that's just cool.
Yes.
And then 2 old school tactical marine squads.
Old boys.
2 5-mans.
And they're only at 1 wound at the minute.
They are.
The codex drops between now and when we play the first game. Yes.
One of those has a heavy bolter, one of them has a missile launch.
Yeah.
Because that's cool. An apothecary in my elites. And then 2 heavy supports, which are my 2 eliminator squads, 2 3-man eliminator squads, because I just think
they are cool. I didn't know you had 2 3-man.
Yeah, I got one in the Shadow Spear box set, and then I bought some more. And then to round it off, 2 transports for the 2 tactical marine squads, which are 2 Razorbacks with twin assault cannons, storm bolters, and hunter killer missiles. And that is 50 power level on the dot. It's just shy of 1,000 points. It's 962. I think it covers bases. I've got
I think
decent firepower, decent.
It creates a cool sort of scenario of the Drukhari started attacking your supplies, whatever. You've scrambled a quick
assault.
Right, snipers out there, 2 Razorbacks, go.
Yeah.
Scramble. So it should be it'd be a good little narrative game, and depending on how it ends, will affect how the missions we pick next.
I will do some names for them.
I think you should do some names.
So I will get some names done, but. I think that'll be a good little first game. It'll be good to try. We've never done a Crusade either, so it would be nice.
And the system looks really fun. So
very fun. Very excited.
Look forward to it. Cool. So that is the narrative campaign as we go into it. So let's take a break.
Yep.
We'll come back. We will do our Instagram pick of the week.
Yep.
We will draw the winner of our contest,
which I'm sure you're all.
Which is probably the only reason you're watching, which is why we tactically left it till the end.
The end of the show.
And now you've had to sit through an hour of us. And we'll close out the show.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back with the final part, and we're going to do Instagram picks of the week.
Aye. May
I go first?
Be my guest.
So my Instagram pick of the week is a person I've been talking to on Instagram for quite a while.
Yeah.
He seems like a really nice dude. We got talking because I've done my Cabalites with a red body and a bone head, and he's done a bone body and a red head.
Yeah.
And I've got Thousand Suns and he's got Space Wolves. So we appear to be opposites somehow. He's really good at painting, and all this stuff looks really good. The post in particular that I want to draw attention to, and it's going well back now actually, he painted his first Venom in his paint scheme. He didn't like it, although I thought it looked great. He didn't like it. That night, or it might have been the next day, but within 24 hours, he'd done it again.
Oh, right.
Repainted it, and he was like, right, now I'm happy with it. And the reason it sort of stuck with me is because, as I've said before, I'm now repainting a lot of Dark Eldar.
Yes.
Because I didn't admit to myself when I did the first Venom that I wasn't 100% happy with it.
Yeah.
And if I'd have just said, no,
do it
again, and I kept pushing with it, I did. What did I do? 6 Venoms, a Raider, 5 Incubi.
You went quite a way, and your jet bikes as well.
Jet bikes, yeah. So I think the lesson for me was, if you're not happy with it, admit it to yourself and
change it there and then.
Yeah, and do it, and don't just try and push on and think, oh, maybe I'll learn to love it.
Yeah,
it was an interesting thing, but check it out. It's a Cave Troll Painting. Is the name of the account. So.
We'll put it up on the screen as well.
Yeah, check him out.
Lovely.
And your pick?
My pick for, not just for this week, but I've been following them for a while, is Thunderwolven on Instagram. And he is just incredible conversions and changes to some of the models and stuff. He does Space Marines, his own custom chapter, which is the Soul Haunters, sorry, and he does Word Bearers. He's not done much on his Word Bearers for a while, but I think what's really sort of took him off in the Instagram and actually getting quite like a good following for people that really like the flavour of this chapter he's made, has come from the Soul Haunters. Absolutely mint painting. Great idea for a chapter as well, because it talks about it very much the possibly a descendant of some sort of word bearers split off chapters. So it's like, are they good, are they bad?
I like that.
So they've got a lot of chaplains in the army as well. But
I need to check him out. I haven't actually seen
just incredible painting, incredible modelling that he's done on some and reposing of some miniatures. So if you don't already, because he has got quite a big following, but if you don't already, Thunderwolven, absolutely quality.
We'll stick the name on.
Lots of inspiration for just.
Word bearers look so cool when you go deep and convert.
Oh yeah,
just
loads of
scrolls and just numbers everywhere.
Really cool. But yeah.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. The winner of the £25 giveaway for Boards and Swords, which is our local gaming store. The reason we picked them is it must be very difficult to be a local gaming store within 30 minutes drive of Warhammer World.
Yes.
So the more support we can throw at them, the better.
Yeah.
And particularly now with the coronavirus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously they are reopened now, but
it must have been so.
Hopefully we've put a little bit of attention their way, and if nothing else, they're getting a £25 voucher spent there, so we can feel a little bit good about that. So the winner is, and I've got to remember it, picked at random, Tale of Two Armies. So if you're watching this, congratulations. Send us a message, tell us what you're going to buy with it. Imagine if it was Tau.
Don't pick Tau. Don't. There's nothing wrong with Tau.
I bet it is. I'll
have to have a look. See what
I've not checked tonight yet, we'll see. So congratulations to you. Send us a message and we'll get it all sorted. Get the voucher across to you.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that is it
for this week's
episode 2.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Hopefully better than episode 1.
We've waffled.
We've waffled a lot. Actually.
A lot. This is probably going to be quite a long podcast.
Yeah. We'll try and.
It was talking about that rule, the painted armies. Stupid rule.
Let's put out. We've cut out some of the conversation.
Oh, we've cut a lot of this
about the painting. So, and we'll probably carry it on.
It will never be settled. Yeah. I won't agree with him. He won't agree.
So
with
get
me.
ready for round 2 next week. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, leave us a comment, like. If you didn't enjoy it, leave us a dislike if you want to, and please do comment say what you didn't like about it,
so we can improve.
So thank you very much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.